Today we're watching the very true story of the boy who fell in love with a homeless girl.
Hey, my name is Adrian.
Hi, Adrian.
And I'm from a very poor country called Moldova. One day, I was walking to school when I saw a girl begging on the street.
Aw, it says missing up there too. Who's missing? Is she missing?
I felt bad for her.
Me too.
She looked the same age as me, so I gave her my school lunch.
Oh, she's so young. Also, he gave her his lunch. That's so nice. Now she has food to eat. And look how happy she looks.
Her face was covered in dirt, but I could tell that she was beautiful. When I got back home, I told my mom about the girl I saw on the street. She responded, "That poor girl. If
That's
she's
what I
beautiful
said.
and on the streets, she won't survive very long."
What? But why? What did the two have to do with each other? So she'd survive longer if she was ugly?
What? Why not?
What?
My mom responded, "Don't you read the news? They will take her to Turkey and sell her there to evil men."
What?
I was shocked and said, "We can't let that happen.
No, we can't.
We have to rescue her."
This is a case for Azzy or Adrian. I think Adrian's gonna solve this because I'm not an animation yet.
My mom responded, "Well, do whatever you have to do."
Why is this mom so chill? If you went up to your parents and said you wanted to rescue someone from the street, would they be that chill about it? I don't know.
So the next day, I went searching for the girl.
Where is
After
she? She's gone.
2 hours, I found her laying on the ground. She was crumbling out of pain, and
Oh,
I asked her,
no.
"Hey, is
happened?
everything okay? My stomach."
And he was the one that gave her the sandwich. He gave her a moldy sandwich that made her sick. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but that's what I think would happen. He unintentionally poisoned her.
"It hurts." And I
Aw.
said, "Don't worry, my mother can give you some medicine if you want." I could tell she didn't quite trust me, but she also didn't resist when I pulled her up and brought her to my home.
This is nice.
There, my mother gave her some painkillers and sent her to take a shower. When she came out again, she looked completely different.
I'm just still so surprised on how chill his mother is. Like, would your mom let you bring a homeless person home? Like, it's the nice thing to do. I just feel like most people wouldn't. Why wouldn't we? Why are we so unwilling?
Like a normal girl, even though very beautiful. That day, I asked her why she'd been homeless, and she told me how she had grown up on a farm on the countryside. But her mom had turned insane and kicked her out one day. She said she had never gone to school because she had to help her family working on the fields.
Oh.
I felt so bad for her. I said, "Hey, if you want, you can live with us now."
But now she's living with them. Wow.
Hey mom, I saw a hot homeless chick living on the street. Can she live with us?
Sure, why not, honey? Do whatever you like.
"We don't have much money, but we will give our best to take care of you." "Wow, thank you. I would be so grateful." That's how our friendship started. We spent lots of time together and often wandered through the forest. But one time, she hurt her feet and couldn't walk anymore. So I had to pick her up and bring her home. I know it was wrong,
Are they falling in love with each other?
but it felt good to feel her skin on mine.
Okay.
And I guess she enjoyed it too, because she cuddled her head against my chest.
They cuddling.
When we arrived back home, she gave me one long hug, then looked into my eyes and said, "Thank you so much. You are my hero today."
My hero. Him to his future kids.
And that's how I met your mother.
Of course, I've had feelings for her before, but now I knew she liked me too. So the next time we went to the forest, I asked her, "Hey, do you like me?" She turned red and whispered, "Maybe." I had no idea what that meant and said, "Oh, it's okay if you don't like me."
I think she likes you. I think she likes you. Look how red her cheeks are. She's blushing so hard.
"No, I do like you." Wow, I hadn't expected such a clear answer.
This dude's a little clueless, eh?
But I knew what I had to do next. I gently pulled her towards me and slowly kissed her. This was awesome.
Woo!
But after one long last kiss, we went back home again.
So
And since
cute.
that day, we have been a happy couple.
It's adorable. But I don't really know what the lesson is here because what if she wasn't beautiful? You weren't gonna help her then? What is the moral here? Only help the homeless if they're beautiful? That's a horrible moral. Horrible lesson. People should get help regardless of what they look like. That's my problem here. Bonus story!
Hey, I'm Peter.
What up, Peter? How you doing, bro? You about to tell us some crazy story that isn't probably real, but supposed to be real. We're not fools.
I recently changed schools because my dad found a job in a different city.
Okay.
I suffer from social anxiety.
Honestly, sometimes same. You just gotta fight past it and realize that whatever you're thinking, everybody else is thinking that too. So when you're like, oh, they think I'm being weird, they're thinking that they're thinking that other people think that they're being weird. So as soon as you realize that, you can open up and make friends.
So the idea of making new friends petrified me. But it got worse.
Why?
My new school based 50% of their grades on oral participation.
That's a lot. 50% on oral participation? Participation. So I guess like answering questions in class, speaking, this and that.
Before, I had always been an honors student with top grades all my life because I wanted to go to an elite university someday. But there was no way I'd be able to talk in front of my class. And because I didn't want to become one of the bad students, I came up with a plan.
Did you study and work hard to learn how to talk? Of course not. That's not how these stories go. He did something ridiculous.
On my first day at my new school, I took in a letter which read, "I'm Peter. I have mutism and several problems with my hearing." I gave it to the teacher, and after he read it, he asked, "Can you hear me?"
He's pretending to be mute and deaf. I feel like this might backfire.
Of course, I could hear him perfectly, but I acted like I didn't understand him.
How are you gonna fake this? Like, homeboy over here is gonna slip up for sure. Gonna slip up so hard.
That's why I leaned forward so that my ear was almost touching his mouth. And when he asked again if I could hear, I nodded. Then he gestured to me to sit down right at the front. I was so nervous. My heart was almost jumping out of my chest.
Yeah, because you lying. Oh, this is so stressful to watch.
But it was worth it. Everyone believed I was mute and deaf.
How are you gonna fix your problem of social anxiety if you don't try to socialize?
My teachers only gave me written assignments, and I didn't have to do any PowerPoint presentations or answer questions in front of my class. But there was one problem left. My gym teacher, Mr. Gary. I could tell he didn't believe I was deaf or mute.
I think you're about to get exposed. Your gym teacher about to spill all the tea.
But of course he still had to treat me respectfully. But one day, he crept up behind me and yelled, "Boo!" I jumped and let out a little scream.
Okay, he's about to get exposed now. But like, he said he was hard at hearing, not like fully deaf. Remember when he leaned into the teacher and he could somewhat hear him?
Afterward, Mr. Gary talked to me inside his office. He said he'd called up my old school and learned that I could speak and hear just fine.
Oh no, he's figured it out. It was fun while it lasted.
That's why he asked why I was faking being mute and deaf. Well, I told him everything about my social anxiety and how I didn't want to fail my classes. Luckily, Mr. Gary turned out to be really cool.
Is he gonna let us get away with this? No way. This is how I know the story is fake. I feel like the teacher would not let you get away with it, would they? Like, would they be risking their job? I feel like they would lose their license as a teacher if they kept this secret. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't actually know. Maybe he's just like a cool, chill teacher and he's like, yo.
Live your life, Peter.
What's his name? Peter? Can't remember now. Gary? Peter? Something?
He said he'd keep my secret and even told me I was one of the most badass people he knew for pulling this off.
Yes, you are.
Wow. Maybe he was right. I understand that some people would argue that I should face my fears and practice my communication skills instead of avoiding to speak.
That's actually exactly what I said. But I mean, you do you, boo. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to like try to give the best advice that I can. I'm not a professional, but like I have some life experience. And I have a person with social anxiety who's taught myself how to be social. I'm an introvert who's taught myself how to be more extroverted. Just because you're a certain way doesn't mean you have to always be that way for the rest of your life. You can learn and grow and teach yourself to be different, you know? Learn these skills. Push yourself into situations that challenge you. Does that mean I never get socially awkward anymore? Of course I do. I get moments all the time, but I need to like push the thoughts out of my head and just like work on it. And I'd say I'm happier now that like I can do that. Some of you that meet me, I'm sure you can notice that I'm still kind of awkward because I have to work on it, but you know, I'm doing my best. That's all we can do.
But they don't understand that my social anxiety is so bad that there is no way on earth I would raise my arm and speak in front of my class.
Are these people wearing socks? Like there's no way this girl's shoes are that bright purple. And if they are, where'd she buy them?
And this way, instead of getting an F for my oral participation, I'm only graded on my written work. and that's 1,000 times better.
I mean, he's beat the system. I can't hate on him too bad. I mean, I'm not hating on him at all.
Because it will allow me to go to Stanford or MIT someday. And pretending to be mute
Congrats.
and deaf isn't easy either.
I mean, nobody said it was.
Imagine someone makes a really funny joke in your class, and you have to hold back laughter.
Wait, what was the joke? I want to read it now. Where does Batman go to pee? The bathroom. Ha ha ha! Oh no, too bad he couldn't laugh at that joke.
You have to hold back laughter. It sucks, and it makes you feel very isolated.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. You're really isolating yourself because it's not like your classmates know how to speak sign language. You have to pretend you don't know how to communicate with them at all.
Especially because I can't talk to the other kids at school, because I can't risk them telling the teachers that I'm only pretending. But there is one boy who I trusted enough to tell him my secret.
Ooh, at least you had one
should
friend.
have seen his face when I told him I could speak perfectly well.
That would be my face too.
My parents know all about it too. I had to tell them because there was a parents' day at school.
How did
and
they
I couldn't
feel?
risk them telling my teachers the truth. Luckily, my parents were okay about it.
Okay, nice. They're supportive. I'm surprised. This video has so many supportive parents. Moms that let their son bring home a homeless girl just because he thinks she's hot. Doesn't know anything about her. And then parents who let their kid lie to everybody that they're deaf and mute for better grades. Maybe my parents were just strict. What do I know? Nothing.
They agree that my grades were more important than answering questions in class. When they found out why I'd done it, they were really supportive. They didn't know about my social anxiety, so they signed me up for a public speaking course to help me overcome my fears.
Oh, at least they're trying to help him.
The first time I went, I broke down in tears when it was my turn to speak. It was so embarrassing.
Baby.
But
Oh, baby,
everyone
just
was
give him a
really
hug.
kind, and slowly I'm getting better at talking in front of other people.
See? I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. It would get better if you just try.
Maybe one day I'll be able to tell the truth at school, but not yet.
There you go, guys. A very merry, happy ending. Does he ever tell people at school about his secret? We don't know. Would they still let him pass? I don't know. Maybe he needs to wait until it's official and then tell everybody, you know? Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much. Stay awesome, stay sweet, and don't forget to be nice to each other. Bye-bye!